I learned that from my school's acting teacher. I was playing Shakuntala. What do you call that in English? Ek patra abhinay. Simple funda. If you want to fall in love with reading, then read the books that you only love. Sometimes I read things that are genuinely so horrible, and I ate this really bad dosa when I was traveling. If you don't love it, live it. That goes for so many things. People ask me how I have time to read in my very busy lifestyle, how I make time to read, and why I consistently love reading. This video is detailing my step, I suppose. First step is keep a book on you at all times. I feel like that's a very overlooked but impossibly obvious point to make. Keep a book on you at all times, whether it's an ebook or a physical book that you can carry in your purse. If it's on you at all times, you are inherently 1,000 times more likely to pick it up and read it. See, sometimes we don't bring the book, like I'm talking 15 minutes Uber ride, half an hour lunch break, 20-minute waits at the salon, in the grocery stores line, doctor's office. If you have the book, you'll read it, and all of those tiny increment time adds up to something. It's nice to escape in your book, even just if it's for a few minutes. Any time slot is incredibly valuable, no matter how short or long. Don't feel obliged to, uphold yourself to an hour-long reading sprints. Just not applicable for some people, especially people with full-time jobs. Step is to set a realistic goal. So this is obviously entirely personal and it is up to you, but you need to be real with yourself. If you have never really been an avid reader, don't commit to 100 book annual challenges that you see on Instagram, that you see on booktok or on your celebrities page, whatever your bias is doing. If you haven't done it before, don't commit to it. Even if you're an avid reader but you're picking up an extra study or project or extra work this year, don't commit to 100 books a challenge. And if you do, beat your goals early. That's always a magical feeling. There is nothing wrong with going over your goal, doing extra. That's more motivating than anything. What I find is, if I'm under a goal that I set, I don't want to continue doing it. It's all or nothing for me, which isn't a healthy thing to do, which I get it, but that's how I am. Also, don't feel obliged to set yearly goals either. That works for some people but not for everybody. A year is a very long time and that's a lot of commitment. I like to set weekly or daily goals, even if it's just pick up a book once and read like 20 pages. Read for 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be big, and it does add up. So work out your lifestyle and what it demands and what you can offer realistically. No amount is too small or no amount is too much, but just don't overwhelm yourself in the beginning, because then you'll be more inclined to step away and refocus. Create a list of books that you really want to read. We are incredibly advanced because we are in this internet era. We have booktok, not India, but we have YouTube talk. What is it called? Booktube, Goodreads, Bookstagram. We have everything. We have so much access to library and community. We can make the most of it. I mean, there are all incredible platforms for watching people read, listening to people read, hearing people talk about reading about people reading. Watch their videos and gain list of them, and do some hunting and compile a list of books that you are genuinely interested in, something you want to know more about, right? And start from there. If you so much as type fantasy book recommendation into the YouTube search bar, you will be met with an array of recommendation, and people speak about those passionately and thoroughly that you can curate a list for yourself exactly how you like it, exactly the kind of material that you want to consume. Whether you used to be an avid reader, or whether you are an avid reader, or you have never really been interested in reading at all, making a list of books will help, because then you'll know that you already are interested in something that you haven't even started yet. The list is essential. It's called TBR, to be read. It's a bookish lingo, bookish slang. Did you guys know that? At least you learned that much in this video. Another tip is, if you don't love it, live it. That goes for so many things. If you have given the book that you're reading a fair chance and you still despise it, put it down. You don't owe that book anything. If it's a book that's going to charm you off of reading in general, then it's not the book for you. This is somewhat hypocritical of me because I am very stubborn. If I hate a book, I will still persist in hopes that it will get better. But you can set goal for yourself. Like if I'm not enjoying into first 30% of the book, then I'm gonna put it down. You can set your goal for 50%, 70%. You can put it down after second page. That's up to you. But don't be like me, because sometimes I read things that are genuinely so horrible that it puts me in the slums. I won't be able to pick anything else up for a while. Like for a month I won't be able to read anything because I'm just so, sometimes you eat this really bad food at a restaurant, your favorite item, like for example dosa. I really like it, and I ate this really bad dosa when I was traveling, and I haven't ate dosa anywhere else from past 2 years, and I used to love dosa. You get the point. If a book hasn't got enough content or excitement or something to hook you by at least halfway through, then it's just not a captivating book. And it's okay to admit that. If you put it down and pick up another book, and if you can't stop thinking about that book, you can always just go back to it. Everything's fine. Everything is flexible. You're in control. There is no pressure. Simple funda. If you want to fall in love with reading, then read the books that you only love. Another tip I would say is that sacrifice a little time for reading here and there. Yes, I'm mostly talking about your phone. Sacrifice just a little screen time, whether it's a television or an iPad or your laptop or your phone. Just sacrifice a little bit. This is actually the most obvious point to make in this video, but it is also most complex due to our mass technology addiction. I want to say addiction. Yeah, I guess you can call it addiction. Everybody's calling it addiction. I don't know why I was defending it. I'm guilty. The nights where you sit down and open Instagram, and then it's 2 hours later and you're still on Instagram, and you have no idea how you spent last 2 hours on Instagram. Neither do I. All the nights where you watch movies after movies that you're not even really watching. This is all valuable reading time, and it will feel strange at first, and then the adjustment period will kick in. I don't even need to begin with the benefits of reading instead of using your phone. We all know that. It's just more so about applying that method. I promise you will relish in softer space that literature will hold for you. Like your phone, literature can be a complete escape as well. I don't need to rave about benefits of reading before bed. You know that. You know it helps. You know that saying, quiet minds, better sleep, all that jazz. But most importantly, you retain the most information before you sleep. I learned that from my school's acting teacher. I was playing Shakuntala, Ekpatra Abhinay. I'm not sure what do you call that in English, Ekpatra Abhinay. My schooling was done in Gujarati medium. Well, that coach or teacher said this once. It kind of stuck with me, like read the script before bed because you learn them faster. So read before bed. Another tip would be, this is not for everyone because lots of people don't like it, but I like it. This tip might not be for everyone. It is join bookish community. So this is a bonus tip. That's why I'm not considering it into my list. Good one though. Whether it's joining an online book club or winding up on a book related content like following bookstagram accounts or participating in somewhat chat channels, forums, whatever you call them. An excellent platform for that is good old Reddit. To build that. Goodreads is also that, but at least start by subscribing and following people who usually have the same taste as you, or read or talk a lot about the books. It is genuinely so motivating to surround yourself with people who are passionate and in love with literature. My passion doubled when I started finding people with the same interest, same love for the books that I have. Here's a test. Sometimes you read a book and it is so deeply penetrating that you, even after finishing it, you still think about it. You want to talk about it so much, like the goods and the bads. And now imagine a friend that has read the same book. You love to know their opinion, and in general just love to talk about the book more. Even if it's finished, you don't want to let go of it. That feeling. If you can't relate, think about it as a movie. You watch a Marvel movie and then you immediately call a friend and talk about it because that movie was deeply moving to you, right? Just want to spend more time still feeling those feelings that you felt while watching the movie, right? That's why you keep talking about it. You go and check out the reviews about the movies. You want to see what other people are talking about. Same way you can feel about books. I mean, once you get the hang of it, you'll want to do that. Books can do that too. Like having a community increases the chance of us reading more books, or at least finish a book faster, so you can talk to people about it. So that's what I've been doing. If you have any other ideas, you can write them down in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe, because it will help me if you subscribe and like this video. It will take like a second for you to do that. It's not going to take much of your time, and it's not going to cost you any money, so do it. I'll see you tomorrow.